Hi FlossTube friends, this is Tina Frazier coming to you from Columbus, Ohio. It is Thursday, October 17th at approximately 10:15 p.m. Eastern Time, give or take, and I'm coming to you today with kind of a long overdue update. This video is going to have a little bit of a lot of things since the retreat that Mom and I went to the beginning of the month, and a little bit of wrap up and some progress and some other things attached to it. So sit back, relax, grab something to drink, grab your stitchy thing, and enjoy the video. This is probably going to be a longer video because I've got a lot of stuff to share with you this time. If you're new to my channel, thank you very much for stopping by. This is my YouTube channel where I talk about my love of cross stitch, my love of crafting, my love of other hobbies that I have, and throw some life stuff in to boot. So thank you very much for stopping by. Hopefully you'll find something here that will enable you or encourage you or just inspire you to maybe start something new or to make new friends. Thank you very much. I always like meeting new people, and you're no exception. So if you're a returning watcher, thank you very much for stopping back by. Hopefully this video will encourage you to finally click that subscription button below and click the notification bell so you'll be notified when I upload new content. I always like spending time here with friends on FlossTube and YouTube, so hopefully you'll decide to stick around a while and become a great friend. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much. My subscribers are always my good friends, and I like spending time with you here on YouTube, so hopefully you will find something in this video that is worthwhile. I hope you'll stick around for a little bit and just enjoy what I have to offer. So again, sit back, relax, and enjoy this video. So this video, I'm going to start off with retreat footage and video from the retreat that Mom and I went to up in Warren, Niles, Ohio, which is kind of up near the Youngstown area. Mom and I went up there the weekend of October 4th, 5th, and 6th and had a very nice small stitching getaway with some people that we've met along the way. This retreat was hosted by the Western PA Eastern Ohio Facebook group. You can join and find out more information about their spring and fall retreats. They this year they had one out in California, which was kind of different, but they have one up near Youngstown, Ohio, both in the spring and the fall. And Mom and I have been going to it. So without further ado, I'm actually going to insert. I'm going to stop this little intro video and pop this at the beginning of the fall stitch and retreat, and then I will be back after fall stitch and retreat to kind of talk to you. Excuse me, about stitchy updates and share with you the stuff I got at the retreat and stuff that's been going on, because lots of stuff has been happening, including I got to see the aurora borealis again. That we got to see it in May before the solar eclipse in June, and I got to see it again. So I have pictures of that as well, and it was much more spectacular this time than the first time. But anyway, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the videos and little pictures that I took of the fall stitch-in up in Youngstown, Ohio. So enjoy, and I will see you soon. Hi.
Hi.
This is Tina.
I'm Edith, and we're getting ready to go on a stitching retreat in Warren, Ohio.
Yeah, so it's the Western PA Eastern Ohio Facebook group. There's a lady in there that hosts a couple of different retreats throughout the year. And this is the second retreat up there. They have one in the spring and one in the fall. And we're heading up there. It's up near Youngstown, Ohio. It's about a 2.5 to 3 hour drive, give or take. So we're still in our driveway. So it's about 11:12. We should be up there by about 2, give or take. So you looking forward to it?
Oh, I'm looking forward to this. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm kind of, I don't know. It hasn't hit me yet.
It hasn't hit you yet.
No,
I can hit you.
Yeah, I hit back. But I haven't had a really heavy, strong stitchy bug in the last couple of weeks, and it's just been kind of meh. So hopefully I'll get it back, and I got a lot of stuff planned. I was supposed to finish uploading the video that I recorded Sunday and Monday, but it's still sitting in the editing software thing. It got saved last night at 4 in the morning, but I haven't uploaded it yet. So you'll probably be getting a couple of videos back to back. So hopefully we'll be seeing you up in Youngstown, Ohio. So we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
It says to press on to make okay to make pancakes. I was at the retreat, and I came out in the back to sit by the little koi pond fountain that they have back here. It's really pretty.
See it now? I did it last night before I went to bed.
Yes.
And I'm working on the black outline of the L.
No, I'm not with her right now, but I can message her.
I peed, I got my water. I got you
I
guys
can
your
text her
names.
and then have her call you
Did you
back.
get your title?
Yes,
Okay.
I didn't do the bottom.
I know, but did you actually get some?
Yeah.
And that's where they are
Mom, do
now.
you need it?
Yeah, like I don't know if her stores on,
Oh, I already went
I
past
said, hold on, I don't know if her store's on 1-4 and the rest is waiting.
Oh,
I
I
don't
see.
know.
Hey,
Where she went to leave, there was a bear sitting right beside her car door.
People
Yeah,
have
she
to the
couldn't
car.
go. Really? Yeah, like she was way up in
Your trucks.
I know, I would love to go there, never leave, never leave.
We didn't skip a beat.
Honestly,
I really bad
yeah,
on content.
honestly, I kinda thought I gave her more than I did.
Well, it was like, I should've ordered it way earlier.
Megan from the store, oh, can I talk to Laura?
We didn't skip a beat. We knew what we had. That's outside. It's out there. Good.
She's wondering if she could go in tonight, cause they have sick.
Yeah, no, I prescriptions are not.
So this has been affectionately called the pooping cow, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, right.
Huh?
Don't feel like you have to.
You're like, oh my god. Yeah, Walk's a good spot.
She should go or not?
Oh, really? Gary, they take advantage of you. Commit to it.
So this was the brag table. So the pink bin is patterns that Grace Knows Fabric brought. And she brought her fabric. So here are fabric prices. And these are her bins of fabric. This is Corinne and her daughter from Grace Knows Fabrics. All the lovelies.
Yeah.
So hi again, I am back, and this time I am ready to do some retreat haul and some other stuff thrown in. So this video we're going to talk about some haul. I'm going to share some stitchy updates. I'm going to go through some plans and kind of talk to you about stuff, because I have some stuff to talk to you about. So we shall get right into the retreat haul. All right. So, at the retreat, I got the pleasure to purchase some things from Corinne and her daughter from Grace Notes Fabric. Corinne and her daughter had some stuff, some fabric for sale and some flosses for sale and whatnot at Grace Notes, from Grace Notes Fabric, which is their business. And I picked up some stuff from them at the retreat. So I am going to show you what I got from them. Ooh, come on. Come on. Stuff is falling out of my bag. Okay, there's more. Ooh. That's what I'm going to do. Okie dokie. Okay. Pull that out. Pull that out. All right. Talk about that. All right. So, like I said, Corinne from Grace Notes Fabric was there, and she had fabric for sale. Lovely fabrics for sale. Her and her daughter were passing out little fabric samples. So Mom picked up one of these 2 fabric samples for me, and I got one as well. Mom doesn't stitch on linen or even weave, but these are samples of Grace Notes fabric. So these will be really nice for like a Christmas small or a spring small or something. Very nice. That was a gift. So one of the first pieces that I picked up from Grace Notes Fabric was this beautiful piece. This is a 40 count fat quarter called Passion, and it has spots. So this was discounted a little bit. Look at that color, you guys. Look how pretty that red is. It's a really pretty red. Let me see. Oh, so this is why the fabric was slightly discounted. So you can see the spots at the top, sort of, maybe. So you can see the spots. That's why it's discounted. But I think it gives the fabric a really nice character. Really pretty fabric, really super soft. This is a 40 count. So this is a fat quarter. Something really pretty will go on this eventually, even with the spots. So this is Grace Notes fabric in Passion. It's a fat quarter Verdal, 40 count Verdal. Then I picked up a full yard of almond milk Verdal, 40 count. This also has spots. So there's, if you can see the spots there, there's some uneven spots there. I picked up the full yard. That way they didn't have to worry about cutting it. And I figured this would be a beautiful neutral. Beautiful neutral. And it's 40 count. So I have a lot of really pretty or really great 40 count fabric now. If you've been watching my channel, you know that I've been stitching on 40 count fabrics because I can stitch 1/2 using 1 strand of DMC floss. So I'm actually going to move my camera this way a little bit. There we go. There we go. That's a little better. So that was almond milk. And then there were some ladies that were stitching on a Teresa Kogut stitch along at the retreat that they had to sign up for Teresa Kogut's Patreon. And Teresa Kogut, if you join her level 4, her tier 4 Patreon, you can get you can participate in this stitch along that she has going on from now until the end of December 2025. So for another year. It started in January this year. So it's a 2-year sale called Hometown by Teresa Kogut. And they were stitching on it. And I was walking around and so I joined Teresa Kogut's Patreon when I got home to get the stitch along for the Hometown stitch along. They are on page 10. It comes out a page a month. So you have a month to stitch on it. This is as far as they've gotten released. So it's a little kind of city scene. And a couple of ladies, one lady in particular, I kept going back and looking at her piece that she was working on at the stitch along. And she had a piece of Grace Notes fabric that she was stitching on. And it was Raspberry Latte. That was the name of the color from Grace Notes fabric. And it was absolutely pretty, stunning, just absolutely stunning on the Grace Notes fabric. And so Saturday afternoon, I was talking with Corinne from Grace Notes. And I asked her if she happened to have a piece of Raspberry Latte in 40 count linen. And I had already paid for all the stuff that I bought from her already. And you guys, lo and behold, she came through. Raspberry Latte, 40 count linen, a fat quarter. So I bought my piece for the Teresa Kogut Hometown Sal in raspberry linen. So this is what I'm going to be stitching it on. It's a piece of 40 count. Look at that. Raspberry Latte. Sorry, Raspberry Latte. It's a little more on the, it's kind of a pinkish brown. This is a little more brown in the video. But it's quite a bit more pink than it's showing up. But got my piece of Raspberry Latte to go with the Teresa Kogut Hometown Stitch Along. So this is going to be my piece of fabric for the Teresa Kogut Hometown Stitch Along. That will be something that I'm going to be kitting up at some point. And getting working on it. I know some people are changing up some of the stuff in the stitch along and just making it look really nice. I don't know yet what kind of changes I'll be making, but you can join the Teresa Kogut Patreon down here to get the stitch along. So that is the Teresa Kogut Patreon that you can join to get the stitch along. So I do have the fabric for the stitch along. Corinne's sister also had dyed some flosses. So I picked up some flosses. These are floss tones, hand-dyed cotton floss, 5 yards. I had picked up some hand-dyed flosses from Grace Notes fabric in some very gorgeous colors. So I'm not going to show you all of them, but these were $3. They're 5 yards bits. So these are all the colors of So I just found out after recording the rest of the video, after the video stopped, that I actually didn't hit record, and the remaining part of my video that I got completely through recording didn't record the rest of it. So I have to go back through some stuff for you and show you kind of what I was finishing up. I was talking to you about the flosses that I got from Grace Notes fabric. So there's those, the Grace Notes fabrics, and stuff like that. All right, so I think that was it. Let me pause for just a minute, and I'll be right back. All right, so we're good. I just have to go back through the freebie stuff. So the freebie table at the retreat is done a little different. One of the coordinators, or the ladies that helps out, she takes all the donations for the freebie table and she spends most of Saturday morning organizing all the freebies that people have brought in to give to people, so they don't have to bring them home. She gets all the freebies and essentially organizes them into groups of things, and then she puts baggies out on those little groups of patterns and whatnot, and everybody gets free raffle tickets for the raffle, the giveaway, and you drop your raffle tickets into whatever bag you are hoping to win, and they do a raffle of all the freebie stuff. All the raffles completely free. It's, oh, I don't know why it's doing that. Anyway, so we go through it, and then we get some free stuff. So on the freebie table after the raffle, there was this stamped tablecloth that was only partially completed. You can see some of the stitching was partially completed on it. I just picked this linen tablecloth up because it was a nice piece of linen, and I figured I didn't really care if the stamped part wasn't finished. Somebody had worked hard doing the stitching on the part that is finished, and there's still a needle in here in the section that they were working on, so I just figured I'd grab the tablecloth and bring it home. Kind of a save the stitches sort of thing. All right, Then I picked this up from another lady who had this in her stack of freebie stuff, and she didn't want the hedgehog, so I brought the hedgehog home from the blue flower. Then in my pile of free stuff, this was the only pattern I really wanted, was the cricket collection, and I wanted it because of the geese. So there's that, and there was also a couple of free sheet patterns in there. Somebody had left this little bobbin friend in there that was flamingos. It's a little notions pouch, so I grabbed that. And these are just a bunch of floss drops that somebody had, several people had brought in to leave. One of the sets of floss drops has a nice little cactus charm on it. So just some floss drops that I picked up to add to the StitchCon floss drops that I picked up when I went to StitchCon. There's also this Curtis Behringer angel pattern that was on a bag. I'm guessing this might have been maybe a kit at some point, but it is attached to a bag. So I picked that up as well. So I also got the latest issue of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. This came in the mail over the last couple of weeks. There's a couple of really pretty patterns in here, including some typical Barbara Anna patterns and a couple of really cute Halloween cats. This is a Punch Needle pattern. I'm not going to do a flip through of this because Carolyn Zook from C Zook Stitch does a really good magazine flip through. This was really cute. This is called Lakeside Camping by Amanda Corbett of Starlight Stitching Co. I thought that was really cute. This is Give Thanks with a Grateful Heart by Simona Busilieri of Mani Didana. Give Thanks with a Grateful Heart. That was really cute. Another little Halloween black cat punch needle. So some really cute stuff in the Fall 2024 Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. Now, if you do have the print subscription, you can also download the digital editions of all of the magazines back from the first issue way back. So if you have the print subscription, you can also get all the digital back issues for the magazine. So that's another perk of being subscribed to the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. The other thing that came was the Just Cross Stitch Christmas Ornament 2024 issue. There's some really cute things in here that I'm probably going to end up stitching at some point. I liked the 'Tis the Season tier tray. I thought that was cute. This one is cute. It's called the North Wind. Really cute little Christmas village saying. C Zook Stitch, Carolyn Zook. She does a really good flip through of these magazine issues, so you can go to her channel and watch her flip through. This is Madonna and Child, and it's a full coverage stained glass that might get stitched sometime soon. And when I mean soon, probably in the next 10 months. 12 months, 12 years, whatever. These three, all three of these were super cute. I really like this. It's a full coverage. I'm probably going to stitch that sooner rather than later. I also really liked this one, but they're all three really pretty. This is Home for the Holidays. Lots of really neat things in here. Snowflake Serenity, which is a little tree forest kind of thing with snowflakes in Quaker style motifs. I thought that was really neat too. Anyway, if you go to Carolyn Zook's C Zook Stitch YouTube channel, she does a really good flip through of her magazines, so you can probably get your flip through of all of the patterns in these magazines from her. Also, I might have shown you these on my last video. I got the Fabulous House Series 9 and 10 from Cottage Garden Samplings. Number 11, the Haunted Mansion or the Haunted House, is over at my cross-stitch store, Cross My Heart, waiting for me. I just haven't had a chance to go over there. I really like the fairy house, is really cute, as is the floating house. I really like the floating house. It's a houseboat. I think it's really cute. Look at the lobster. So stinking cute, you guys. Really, really cute. So that is all my haul. While I was at retreat, the only thing that I really worked on at retreat was one of the projects I was getting ready for retreat, and I was taking white perforated paper. I have white perforated paper, 18 count. It's just white, and I was going to stitch these on perforated paper to make them easier to finish. This is from the Just Cross Stitch October 2017 double-sided fun, autumn and spooky. I was going to be working on spooky, and I took my white perforated paper and my stamp pads. I have these Memento Versa little dewdrops, and some of my other stamp pads like this dye ink stamp pad, and I stamped the white perforated paper. You can see the orange stamp on the back. My needle came off. I want to make sure that I get that back on the needle minder. But I stamped the perforated paper in the purple and orange, and I stitched spooky. So you can see I got some of the bat. Let me do this. I got some of the bat. Let me get it. And there we go. I got the bat. Some of the bat, or not the bat, the ghost stitched. I'm going to be doing the word over here. And then, so earlier tonight, I wanted to get autumn ready because my husband and I are going to my brother-in-law's house up in Cleveland, and I wanted to take this with me, so I could stitch on perforated paper without a lot of really good light. So this is what I came up with for autumn. Now I'm changing up the colors. So for the letters for autumn, I'm going to be using this Live and Die in LA Autumn Splendor colorway for the autumn letters. And that's what I came up with for the stamped perforated paper. And if you're interested in how I stamp the perforated paper, it takes like 5 minutes. I can do a tutorial the further I get in this series, because I will be doing all 12 of them kind of all the same way. If you're so interested, I can do a video on how I stamp the perforated paper using stamp pad ink, if you're so interested. But this is where I started this retreat weekend on Friday, and that is as far as I got by the time we left on Sunday rather, from the retreat. And I'm using the black is Mo Self Floss, and the white is glow in the dark DMC. So he will glow in the dark. Okay. The next piece I worked on this month was also a new start. I started this on Sunday, October 12th. I've had this series in my stash to do for a while. This is the Heart and Hand Square Dance. I have all 12 months. I picked out this to start. So I'm doing October, November, December, but I'm doing them all in one row, all together in one piece, so I can make each of the 3 months for a total of 4 into pillows. So I'm going to make them into pillows. I'm doing this on a piece of 40 count raw linen. And this is the small start that I got. It's simply the gourd or pumpkin or pineapple in the middle of November. So that is my start for square dance. So it is this gourd right there. Yep. So this was a new start on Sunday, October 12th. I haven't gotten too far into it. This is staying home this weekend. I'm not going to be working on it this weekend because I need, since it's 40 count, I need good lighting for it. This is my schematic on how I'm going to put them on the things on my pattern, my fabric. So you can see I've got all 4 patterns with the dimensions spaced out between them. So that was the other new start that I had this month. And on Sunday, October 13th, Kelly Green, Don't Run with Scissors here on YouTube. I thank Kim Young, who is the Snitch Stitcher, also here on FlossTube, and potentially a couple of others, and I decided that we were going to do a stitch along starting October 13th. Kelly had come up with a keepsakes calendar booklet from 2019 at one of the retreats that she came to, I believe, and she really liked this pattern in the book, so she decided she wanted to stitch it. I mentioned to her that I also had that pattern, and she's like, great, let's do a stitch along. So we are doing a stitch along for Jacques de Lanterne, designed by Barbara Seastock. This is from the 2019 Keepsakes calendar. Get him up in there closer so you can see. It is a full coverage pattern, so you are stitching all the wallpaper behind him and everything in the picture frame, if you so choose. This was our stitch along, started on October 13th, and I'm about 350 or so in. This is where I got to. This is on a piece of 40 count Be Stitch Me fabric in macchiato. So you can see I got some of the background wallpaper and his pumpkin head kind of outlined, sort of, so you can see where it's at. I don't remember where I got the needle minder at. It was a freebie, I think, from one of the retreats I went to. It's just a zombie cambio. But yeah, so that is Jacques. That was a new start on October 13th. So that is all I've been stitching on. And at some point, it might be this month, it might be next month. It might actually be a November start, the more I think about it. In my Black Cat X Stitchery pumpkin spicy bag, I'm going to be probably starting this design. I shared this with you on my last video because at Camp Gotta Stitch, I had picked up this autumn banding from Susan Greening Davis that I'm going to be stitching it on. So that's probably going to be a new start. It's all kitted and ready to go. I might wait until November to start this since I have 3 new starts this month already. And that has it for all my stitching. So, kind of wanted to do that. So far, for the month of December or October, so you see here, I have some stitching done. I also have some diamond painting that I've been doing. I need to get my diamond painting finished for Drills and Chills 2024. And we shall see how that's going. So one of the things I realized is I have a lot of Facebook groups that I'm involved in that produce stitching challenges where you can choose to participate. Some of them you're required to be on a team. There are a lot of them, and I found a couple of more. And I am actually also kind of coming up with my own little cross stitch game, so to speak. So Sammy J Stitches and a couple other people are doing the Great British Bake Off cross stitch challenge, where you pick either stitch amounts for each of the contestants in the Great British Bake Off show, or projects for each participant in the Great British Bake Off show. And depending on how many or how they place in every week's episode, or what happens to them in every week's episode, you stitch so many stitches on different things based on the TV show. And I'm kind of half thinking about maybe doing that. Haven't fully decided yet. So this is the Great British Cross Stitch Baking Show. And so like, if they get a handshake for the week, you stitch 500 stitches. If they're last in their technical, they get the number of contestants remaining times 25 stitches. First in technical is the number remaining times 50. If they're eliminated, you stitch 500 on that piece. Or if they're Star Baker, that is your daily for the week from episode to episode. And you stitch 100 stitches on that project. So the Great British Baking Show, here is the checkoff sheet. So you have Andy, Christian, Dylan, George, Jill, or Gil, Hazel, Ilian, Jeff, John, Mike, Nellie, and Sumaya. So this is, I haven't picked out patterns or whips for this, nor have I picked out whether or not I'm doing stitch counts like Jessie Marie from Jessie Marie Does Stuff is doing. I haven't done that yet, but I did type out kind of the instructions on how they're kind of running it with their stuff, but I don't know if I'm going to start that. I found a new cross stitch group called Fun with Cross Stitch, and Fun with Cross Stitch is doing the Fun with Cross Stitch Safari. So you are going on a safari, and you get to document wild animals that you see on the safari, but you have to collect your supplies first. So you actually have to collect your workers that are going on safari with you. You have to get your tent. You have to get your traveling supplies. You have to get, all your stuff together first. I joined the group. Haven't yet started that. I have my post together for that, but I found a new group and I found a new challenge. Sammy and Jessie, Sammy J Stitches and Jessie Marie Does Stuff, they're also doing a Big Brother event, and Kelly and a couple other people are also doing Survivor stitching. So they're using the Survivor thing and stitching based on what happens on the Survivor show. I've been watching Survivor. I haven't really been watching Big Brother in the last several years, but I had said something earlier a couple months ago about wanting to simplify and kind of dumb down everything. And yeah, that's not happening because I'm having fear of missing out. And so I'm joining all kinds of stuff. So one of the new groups that I found too was Sisky Stitches. Sisky is a YouTuber as well. And she has created for herself, to get progress on a lot of her whips, some stitching games, and she has created the Sisky Stitches group, so you can play along with her and her stitching games to make progress on your stuff. So she has a Monopoly game, a memory game, and some other stuff, and she also does weekly acrostics. So I've been printing out, I printed out this sheet with the weekly acrostic. So this week's acrostic is Diamond, so I can put Jack-o'-lantern and Heart and Hand Square Dance. Next week is the word pumpkin. Last week was the word perfect. And the week before that was the word serious. So I'm kind of half participating in that. The last week in October is the word Dracula. Black Needle Society, the people that put on those wonderful Black Needle Society boxes and retreats in a box, they are doing Stitch Hauntober, hashtag Stitch Hauntober. And here is what they posted for it. Stitch October. I might have shown you this in the last video, I'm not sure. But I printed this out, made it to put in my thing, and I have yet to start stitching on it. So there is that. Yeah, I'm simplifying things by getting into more. So we have the 24 hours of cross stitch acrostic, which is Take Some Risks. Magazine monthly challenge group. The theme is Pumpkin Patch. The acrostic is Hayride. Here is my WIPGO board. So the squares for September is number 4. Oh, we're in October. I'm sorry. October is number 8, which is a full coverage project. I'm probably going to use the jack-o'-lantern. And then Spooky, right here. Spooky is a new start. I finished that. I did the 500 stitches in Spooky over the retreat weekend. So that was a thing for me. I am also in the free cross stitch challenge group. It is by creativelycrafting.com. They have a Stitcho board. Here is my Stitcho board so far. I don't have my stitch counts yet for you, but that is pretty much it. So I was telling you that, you know, I was looking to simplify all the challenge groups that I am participating in because I'm doing Survival of the Stitch Village. I was on Aurora's team, but Aurora's kind of taken a leave of absence. But there is Aurora team. Aurora's team. We're in Crossville. So I'm stitching with that, but just kind of here and there, randomly. I am doing daily cross stitch, which is 50 stitches a day. I'm doing cross stitch 25/7, which is 25 stitches, 7 days a week. Trying to, anyway. I'm not stitching every day just because I have other things going on. Like today, I'm not stitching, but I'm doing a bunch of other stuff. You know, semi-sane stitchers. I'm in So You Think You Can Stitch, pop culture stitching challenges, magical stitches, magic stitchdom, lots of other things that I am involved in. And so I was mentioning that I was looking at easing up my Facebook challenges for stitching, just so I can do whatever I want without really having to worry about counting stitches. But I happened to join a couple of new ones, like Siski Stitches and the other thing. Anyway, I was laying in bed a couple nights ago. Well, it was a couple mornings ago, actually, waiting for the alarm to go off. And I was like, I have an idea. So they were saying that some of the different things going on this time of year can really translate into a cross stitch game. I had thought about potentially taking something like a solo role-playing game, like Catacombs, the Ultimate Maze Solo Quest, Fairy Mound of Dragon King, for instance. This is a D&D type role-playing book where you make choices. So you have different choices of different things that happen depending on what you select. You read through it, you do that. I thought it might be kind of fun to come up with a stitching solo RPG type of thing where I'd borrow one of these books and just start going through it, figuring out stitch counts for, encounters, figuring out stitch counts for creating your characters, figuring out stitch counts for different things that you're going to encounter in the book, and then doing that and stitching and maybe rolling a dice to see how much I'm supposed to stitch and do stuff like that and go through a solo RPG. A couple of people have said that sounds like fun. It's gonna mean a lot of pre-work and a lot of background work on my part if I'm ever going to do that. And I don't know if doing something like that with a book like this from TSR or even some of those little solo adventure books that you can get, or that you used to be able to get. I don't know if that would be like copyright infringement, but what I may do is just come up with some generic things like, you know, for your characters, this is what you roll, this is what you stitch to create your character. Once you create your character following these, you can go through the books, and then we'll pick a book and say like for 6 months or something, and you stitch going through the book with me. I don't know if that would interest people or not, but that was something that I came up with probably a year or two ago. But the one that I came up with this week was, I'm like, you know, they have the Great British Baking Cross Stitch Bake Off. Let's do a Christmas cookie exchange bake off. And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to start putting down like what you would stitch. Like, say, you know, your cookie recipe has 15 ingredients. You have to go to the store. So for 15 ingredients, for basic ingredients, you stitch 20 per ingredient, 20 stitches per ingredient. For premium ingredients, you stitch 50 stitches per ingredient, blah, 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 blah. So if you have 15 ingredients, you can stitch your mix of premium ingredients, hard to find ingredients, whatever. Then you measure your ingredients. So for each of the measurements, like a quarter cup is 25, a half a cup is 50, a 3/4 cup is 75, and a full cup is 100. You know, if it takes 2 cups of flour, you stitch 200 stitches. If it takes 3 cups of flour, you stitch 300 stitches, that kind of thing. If you have a can of pie filling maybe 350 stitches. So, you know, just stuff like that, depending. And you go through, and, you know, if you cook it, you do X number of, you roll a die, X number of stitches, or, you know, it has to reach a certain temperature. Like for baking, if you bake it at 450 degrees, you have to stitch 450 stitches. And then at the end, you might have to roll, because maybe your recipe is, didn't come out quite right. So you have to, you know, do half of those stitches again to redo your recipe, type of thing. So I thought that might be kind of fun. So look forward to that. I'm probably going to be coming up with a generic, kind of a generic overview kind of example, and give it out to some friends to see if it's something that they even think might sound kind of fun. And I may be creating my own little Facebook group. And I think it would be kind of fun too to also share the recipes, because then you can get cookie recipes and candy recipes and stuff. And maybe it would translate to meal recipes as well. So maybe, you know, going forward, there might be a new Facebook challenge, cross stitch challenge group showing up with the Great Christmas Cookie Bake Off. So hopefully nobody beats me to the punch, but if they happen to, well, good. But I'm hoping nobody does. Anyway, so that is my idea. Yeah, in a way of trying to simplify my life, I'm making my life more difficult. Isn't that special? So that being said, hopefully you've had a pretty good run-in. Hopefully you've gotten some inspiration for something, to try something new. Hopefully you'll come back to watch my videos coming up soon, and we will talk to you soon. That's all I have for you this week. My husband and I are taking a long overdue weekend trip up to visit his brother in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm hoping to maybe go to the Crafty U, which is about 15 minutes from his house, to kind of do a little perusing there. And we're just going to kind of visit and hang out and just have fun. Mom is staying home, so we're kind of getting ready for that. Anyway, that's all I have for you tonight. Take care. Keep your head up and keep moving forward, because it's all we can do. And we're getting into the busy season, people. So I don't know how often I'm going to be recording videos. It might only be once a month. So at least until December, when Mom and I get the 12 days, Most Sale 12 Days of Christmas box. And we'll be starting to open that sometime around December 13th. So be looking for those videos at the, mid to end December. And we'll be seeing you soon. If I don't see you beforehand, happy Halloween if you celebrate. Happy Day of the Dead. I know the Canadians just recently celebrated their Canadian Thanksgiving. We had Indigenous Peoples Day here in America. It's also technically Columbus Day, but a lot of us now choose to remember Indigenous Peoples Day because it's a little happier. Lots of stuff coming up, lots of stuff going on, all kinds of things going on. Craft shows are happening and everything. So hopefully you're staying busy, you're staying healthy, you're staying mentally healthy, and if not, you're getting the help you need. You're important, you matter, you're special, and we love you. So I hope you know that. All right, take care, and we will be seeing you soon. All right, thanks. Bye. So hi again, it's just me. A little bit later, after I put my my toppers back on my magnetic glasses, and this is Harvey. This is our long-haired cat. She's one of our older cats. She has been demanding attention for the last 5 minutes. But anyway, I wanted to come back to just kind of tell you a couple other little things that have happened in the last couple of weeks. So a week ago tonight, I headed out about 9:30 or so, out about 15 to 20 minutes away from home, because we were supposed to be able to see the aurora borealis here in the central Ohio area. So I headed about 15 minutes away from home to a state park, and I caught some amazing aurora borealis pictures. So the first time I saw the aurora borealis was back in May, before the solar eclipse, that we were also in the path of totality. So my husband and I went and saw the eclipse back in June. I think I included video of that, and also the aurora borealis that we caught in May. Well, this aurora borealis was a lot more vivid. You could see a lot more colors, and it captured a lot more neat stuff. I was out there about 2 hours that Thursday night capturing it. So you will see here some of my pictures. Also, right after that, I will be sharing a couple of pictures from a dear friend's memorial service that we had here in Columbus for her. Diane was a very good friend of mine from the church that my husband and I got married in back in 1996. When we were looking at getting married, we were looking at United Methodist churches, because my husband is a non-practicing Catholic and I am not Catholic. So in order for us to get married in a Catholic church, I would have had to gone through like a bunch of classes and all kinds of stuff. There was some hoops that we would have needed to go through that neither one of us really wanted to. And so we were looking for a church to get married in. Well, the church that we ended up settling on was a 15 or 20 minute walk by foot from our apartment at the time. And they were starting a new bell choir. So they had just ordered their handbells. So they were starting a new bell choir kind of about the same time. I ended up joining the church as a member and joined the bell choir. Diane was one of the older congregation members, and she and I became fast friends. She was also a cross stitcher, and she encouraged me to start entering some of my pieces, my cross stitch pieces, in the Ohio State Fair. She had been doing that for years on and off, and she had won ribbons along the way. So she's like, she got to know my stitching, and she's like, you should enter stuff in the fair. First time I entered, I got third place. She didn't place. So she was kind of happy for me, but she was also kind of like, oh my God, I should not have told you to enter, because now you're going to win all my ribbons. But anyway, she got me to enter the Ohio State Fair. My third year entering, I ended up winning first place in Best of Show for my cross stitch pieces. I'll have to share those with you at some point. But Diane was a very wonderful lady. Pretty much everything I learned in the beginning of my handbell playing experience, I learned side by side playing right next to Diane. Diane and I were playing the high octave, real tiny bells. She taught me everything I knew. We were the only two people typically on that table playing together. And we were responsible for about 10 to 12 bells between us. And I never learned how to Shelley ring, which is holding 3 and 4 and 5 bells in hand. I never learned how to Shelley ring, but between the two of us, we could handle pretty much anything. If there was a bell I couldn't pick up, she would pick up for me. If there was a bell or two that she couldn't pick up, I would pick up for her. And we worked so well together in that role. And she was also supposed to teach me hardanger. If you don't know what hardanger is, it is a form of cut work, basically cut work cross-stitch embroidery, where you end up cutting your fabric threads and making holes, claustern blocks and stuff like that. She was supposed to teach me hardanger at one point because she used to do beautiful hardanger work. But her eyesight and her hands got too far advanced, too far aged, that she couldn't, at one point she stopped being able to play handbells as well, because her hand, she just couldn't hold the bells anymore. So she also lost her ability, and her eyesight got bad enough that she couldn't even stitch anymore. So she was an avid stitcher. But last Saturday, on the 12th, it was her memorial service here at Forest Lawn Cemetery Memorial Gardens in Columbus, where she was going to be laid to rest next to her husband Milton, who passed away in 2020. And I went to her memorial, and it was really good. So I'm going to share a couple of pictures of the blanket that she had stitched in the 1990s of butterflies. Butterflies were her favorite, especially monarch butterflies. And they laid her blanket on her casket during the memorial service. I stood up. I was the last person to speak in the chapel before we moved over to the graveside for the remaining part of her service. And for the release of the monarch butterflies that we did, that was really pretty too. I'll include that video here as well. But I was the last person to speak in the chapel, and I didn't know anybody in the chapel. Most of it was family and family friends of hers and her family. I was really surprised that nobody from our church showed up until we walked out of the chapel, and I realized that my good friend Leo and his wife Jan from the church that we played in bells together, we all shared bell choir together. They were there, but they came in kind of late, and they were standing in the back listening. But I was the last person to get up in the chapel, so since I didn't know anybody, I kind of told the story of how, my husband and I were looking for a church to get married in. We found the church, we joined the church, and right after we joined, they were starting a bell choir. So I got to know Diane through the bell choir, and she was also the one that encouraged me to enter my cross stitch in the state fair, and just we shared some stuff with her. So I met Diane in the 1990s, and we got to be fast friends, and she was like a mom to me, and we would just do stuff. So I wanted to share a little bit of that with you as well. So just a little tidbit about the Northern Lights, and also the memorial service for my friend Diane. So rest in peace, Diane. I hope you're looking down on everybody, and I hope you're enjoying everything that you're seeing that I'm doing here. So just wanted to add that at the end of the video. I know this video is already an hour long, but just wanted to add that. All right. So again, keep your head up and keep moving forward, and hopefully you'll enjoy this little bit of life thrown in at the end of my video. So take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Amazing. Oh my God. That is spectacular, you guys. You can see the red. I can actually see it with my eyes. Look. Oh, it's really red over here. Look at this really bright red way over here. You can see it. I can see it with my eyes, you guys. It's spectacular. Oh my God, that red is just amazing. And look at the green. This is amazing. This is amazing. Oh my God. And look, there's even more red over here by the trees. Oh my God, you guys. This is amazing. Oh my God. I can see it undulating. Ah! This is so amazing. Oh my God. Oh my God. Dylan, it is so amazing. Oh. Look at the reds. Oh my God, you guys. This is amazing. I am at Alum Creek State Park. We're at the lake. Oh, look how bright it is right there. Look at that really bright streak. Oh my God. That's just amazing, you guys. That is amazing. I hope this video gets it. I hope it gets it. But look. You can see it undulating and changing. The red over here is going away. Look, it's changing already. God, you guys, that's so amazing. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't believe I'm seeing this. And I can see it with my own eyes. The reds over here aren't as bright as they were just a few minutes ago, but it is changing. And look, it's getting even brighter red way over here. Look at that bright red. I can see the red with my eyes, with my actual eyes. I can see that bright red. Look at that. Ah, that's amazing. Oh my God. It's making me cry. And look, the green is getting brighter over here. Look. Look, and over here by the trees. It's getting brighter. And look, oh my God. Amazing. Now the red over here is fading. Oh my God. That's amazing. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. That's just... And look, it reaches up into the sky. Oh my God. That's amazing. Look, it's not as bright red over there anymore. Oh my God. That's amazing.
Just open them up. Oh my. Oh my.
Oh, it landed on me. Look.
Goodness. Oh.
It's on my boob. Oh my.
Yeah, there it goes. Oh, you don't want to put it right there.
It's not being your out of our life.
Where'd it go?
Oh, that one's staying with Henry.
Hi there, sweetheart.
Did anybody else want to say anything?
I probably can't say anything that anyone else has not said, other than there's a few things. I moved to Columbus, lonely little country girl, into a big city with a big church, but I didn't go to the big church. I moved upstairs. Diane and Milton lived downstairs. Chris was probably 2, maybe 3. We had outside stairs going to the apartment, and every night when I came home from work, there sat Chris with her beautiful little curly hair, just couldn't tell which end was in her hair. So she always waited on me, and so that's how I met Diane and Milton. And then Diane and Milton, Diane especially said, because I was going to a different church, and she said, do you want to come and hear Milton sing? And I said, sure. So I wrote